Hi guys, welcome to the best ghost grind tutorial ever. In this tutorial I will be talking about the do and don'ts about ghost farming and basically everything else there is to it. Also, I will explain to you how you can make such an insane amount of money with this strategy. But keep in mind, this is mainly for late and endgame players. If you are more mid-game or early game, I suggest you go into mining. Have fun. And this very first don't is about what they changed with ghosts. Ghosts are a lot less aggressive now after the Nether update. So you cannot just easily round them up like you used to and just easily kill all of them with a soul whip and sword swapping with it. Just do not use a soul whip. You will get about 2/3 of the amount of ghost kills that you will be able to get if you do it more properly. And the second don't is to not ever use OFA on your weapon. You need looting. If you don't have looting, you will miss out on a ton of profit because it is quite literally a multiplier to your magic find. For the third don't, do not grind ghosts if you cannot one-tap them or get really close to a one-tap. I promise you, you're wasting your time. You will not get enough ghost kills every hour for this method to be worth it. If you want to make money and you can't get close enough to one-tapping, I suggest you go into mining. Because mining, you don't need a lot of damage for and you don't need a lot of money to get into. For ghost farming, you already need a lot of base or starter money before you can actually start making good money off it. There's also this other method I've heard a lot of people talk about, which is just wear full crimson. Because every once in a while, if you have 10 stacks of crimson build up, crimson can actually strike twice, which of course kills the ghost, but it's still not a one tap and it only works about 75% of the time, so it is really not worth doing. Do not waste your time with that. And by the way, I can actually one tap ghost. I just had the wrong reforge on my talismans. Just here's proof. I can do this. I don't suck at the game. Don't worry about it. Let's get on with the tutorial. Now the fourth though. Do not use a warden helmet. A warden helmet is of course the best helmet in the game if you want to get damage. But it has a great disadvantage, and that is that it cuts your speed in half. And if you want to get enough ghost kills per hour for this method to be worth it, you need 400 speed. If you do not have 400 speed, you're throwing. Don't do that. Instead of a warden helmet, I suggest use a crimson helmet. Get at least somewhat decent. I know this one is custom NEU renamed. I'm sorry about that, but this is just a regular 10-star crimson helmet. A crimson helmet is better than a tarantula helmet, so don't use a tarantula helmet. Just get a crimson helmet. It's pretty cheap and it does more damage. Now the fifth don't, do not use massive armor. Massive armor is not worth using, also especially if you use a mithril golem instead. If you want to make money, you need a lot of magic finds, so you want to use sorrow pieces and a golden dragon instead. Even though I can actually one-tap these guys in this setup, I barely have magic find, and I also have a fairly maxed out setup when it comes to this. Like I said before, if you are using a setup like this, I suggest you start going into mining. Mining is a way better method if you are at this stage in the game. And by the way, I also made a pretty nice tutorial on Scav mining and powder grinding. If you hit Heart of Mountain 7, you should go watch that. But yeah, you should go back to ghost farming once you actually have a proper setup and you can actually one-tap the ghosts and have a lot of magic find at the same time. Now that we have the most common made mistakes out of the way, I'm going to tell you guys about what you should be doing. Now the first thing you should do is have a proper weapon to just consistently one-tap or nearly one-tap a ghost. By the way, fully one-tapping is better because a god potion with wolfer mixed in actually gives you more magic find if you one-tap the ghost instead of having the fire aspect kill it. Well, there are a few good options for weapons, the first of which is just a giant sword. Then you also have an emerald blade and a dark claymore. Personally, I don't really like the giant sword because if you get one of those maxed out, you're pretty close to already upgrading to another one of the weapons. An emerald blade will be able to do the most damage, but only have 1 billion in the bank and also have roughly 1 billion in your purse, or maybe even more. I've not done the exact calculation with it. But the best weapon is actually the Dark Claymore. Even though it's really expensive, it is really good because of the 1 block of added reach. Now, this Claymore is also about as good as it gets. You know, Chimera 5 full tier 7 enchants. You don't necessarily need this. You can also just run Soul Eater. Chimera 5 is nice for the extra magic find, but it's not necessary in the slightest. And now let's go on to the second do. Also see how I changed the backgrounds really quick. Now I'm standing over here, was standing over there. I'm a very great YouTuber. I know, thank you for saying that in the comments. But you should definitely get the best enchants for one tapping on your weapon. The first of which is of course Prosecute, because it deals more damage based on how much percent HP a mob still has left. Execute does the exact opposite, because it deals more damage based on how much percent HP a mob has lost. They conflict, so you can only use one, by the way. After that, you have to use Cubism, because it literally just deals more damage to creepers, and a ghost is a creeper, so it's just more damage to that. Then there are also more standard enchants like First Strike, Fire Aspect, Sharpness, Critical, Luck, Looting, and Siphon. And most importantly, or second most importantly, besides looting, is Scavenger. Scavenger gives you a ton of coins per kill, especially if you have a high level Grandma Wolf pet that you can use Combo Sword, because that gets you more coins. And also if you have a high level Ghost Bestiary like me. I have level 15 Bestiary and I get about 600 coins per kill. For ultimate enchants, you should go with Chimera 5 only if you can afford it and still one tap a ghost of it. It is the best for damage. Chimera 5 does beat Soul Eater 5, but it's pretty close. And Chimera 5 is mainly used just for more magic find. Soul Eater is incredibly reliable. And also this does a lot of damage, which is really nice for one tapping him. Do not use a Swarm. Swarm is nice if you cannot actually one tap the ghost, but it's not really reliable for consistent damage. And also, if you cannot one tap the ghost properly, don't even bother farming ghosts. Now for the Reforge, you should go with Withered if you are a high level Kata player, like Kata 45 plus or something like that. Withered is nice because it's very consistent with damage. But if you are not a high level Kata player, you should use Fabled. Fabled gives you more damage on average because it's 20% boost, even though it's a bit less reliable. So if you can one tap with Withered, just go with Withered, else go with Fabled. The third do is to level up a Golden Dragon. The Golden Dragon gives quite a lot of magic find if it's hatched, which is just really nice for getting more sorrow drops, because that's how you get most of the money. And the EXP you get from ghosts to level up the Golden Dragon is basically turned into money if you buy level 100 dragon, level up to 200 and then sell it and do that again. You make like 650 to 700 million every time a Golden Dragon is fully maxed out. Also, put a 50% comedy XP boost on your Golden Dragon, please. I've seen some people with a level 137 Golden Dragon with a Minos Relic on it. Like, come on, guys. And also, if you are rich enough, you should level a second Golden Dragon with EXP share while farming ghosts. You make basically just 25% more money doing that. Now the fourth do is to wear as many sorrow pieces as possible while you can still one tap a ghost. Personally, I really like it if you use renowned sorrow instead of ancient, but you can also use ancient just for a bit of extra damage. Also, you have to keep one tapping the ghosts because you get that +7 magic find from the Wolfer mixed in the God pot. You just don't really want to lose that. Now for the fifth do, also I'm kind of running out of backgrounds here, I really hope I can finish this fast. Okay, but the fifth do is to use as much molten equipment as possible, like this. I mean, it would be best if this one was also recombed and this one the both strengthened and stuff like that. But you also have to use a Magma Lord Gauntlet because it actually is better than the Molten Glove, I think it's called. Not entirely sure. And if you want, you can go with a Delirium Necklace for that one extra magic find. Also, you can still just use a Molten Necklace, it's no big deal. And now the sixth and final do is that you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys, and like the video. Also, if you're feeling extra generous, you should definitely just leave a comment and follow me on Twitch. I stream quite a lot there. I mainly focus on Twitch. YouTube is not really my thing. The links are in the description, and thank you in advance for that. And let's get on with the money calculation. Oh, and by the way, you can also use the Ghost Counter Chat Trigger module that I use. Link for that is in the description. By the way, all of the math is in the description. Now onto the money calculation. So this is going to be quite long, but I kill about 5,000 ghosts every hour with 260 magic find that I get with this Chimera 5 Claymore and Looting 5. By the way, Looting 5 is literally a 1.75 times multiplier in magic find. You must use that. So yeah, the main money you get from this is from sorrow. And in 20 hours that I've been testing this method lately, I found out that I get about 45 sorrow every hour. And with the current price of sorrow, which is roughly 650k per, that is about slightly under 30 million coins. But if you sell sorrow as armor pieces, like leggings or chest plates, you make about 32.5 million for every 45 sorrows, or pretty much every hour. Then from Scavenger 5, I make about 2.8 million coins every hour. And from 1 million coin drops, which is a 1 in 10,000 chance, which is not affected by magic find. So you get that once every 2 hours if you go as fast as me, and just the average of that is plus 500k an hour. And also if you're leveling up a non-candy level 100 plus golden dragon, which costs about 650 mil from the bin with current prices, and then sell that level 200, you also make about an extra 650 million coins, because the golden dragon on the auction house for level 200 costs 1.3 billion right now. And by just testing this method out, I found out you get about 1.2 million comedy XP every hour, which is 2.83 million EXP on your pet, by the way. If you use a 50% comedy XP boost, you have taming 50, and you have 10,000 kills on your Beastmaster crest, which is pretty much exactly 1.5 levels every hour, which means it will take you about 67 hours to fully max out a golden dragon. And 650 million divided by 67 is 9.7 mil an hour, which is a pretty nice amount. And if you also use another golden dragon with EXP share, it will turn that 9.7 mil every hour into 12.1. Then you also get plasma. I get about 30 an hour, sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less. And the price of one stack of plasma does change a lot. It's about 2 to 4 million always though, so I'll just say it's 3 million for this calculation, which comes about to 1.5 million every hour from this plasma. And then you also have stuff like Volta and Ghostly Boots, which barely make any money, so I just kind of ignore them in this calculation because they're not really significant enough to be counted in this. And I will also be ignoring Phoenix Pet drops, because averaging the amount of Phoenix Pets you get every hour is also just completely luck based, and the amount of money you get from that is also pretty much negligible, so not adding that. Well, with all of this stuff added together, that is 49.4 million coins every hour, which is stupid. By the way, I made the title 45 mil every hour, because this is depending on luck, of course, and current price of the items, which will always change, and they're already somewhat going down. So, just made this more fair. I could have said 50 mil, but I'm not gonna clickbait you guys like that. And also, basically everyone has at least a few minutes of downtime every hour, so 45 mil every hour is just a bit more realistic. Well, I hope you really enjoyed this guide and this video. Just please comment, like, say hi. If you guys want to see more guides like this, like I also made the Scav grinding guide a little bit ago, which should be in the iCard if I don't forget about that. Just tell me in the comments, and I'll see if I can find another subject to make a guide on. And if you have any ideas for something I could make a guide on, just feel free to tell me. Also, you can join the Discord server, link is also down below. Have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye!